Rams. After losses to Seattle and Atlanta, Sean McVay's squad returns to the Palace in Inglewood for much-needed home cooking and a much-needed matchup with the 3-13 Arizona Cardinals. Time for the final tune-up before the playoffs and wild card weekend.
First down throw, right side screen. Puka with blockers. The 10, the 5. Now they're cooking with gas. Touchdown, Puka Nacua.
Week 18 from SoFi Stadium.
Here we go, 2 hours until kickoff. Rams hosting the Arizona Cardinals at the Palace in Inglewood.
The Rams, the Cardinals. Week 18 of the NFL season.
Hi, this is Matthew Stafford of your Los Angeles Rams, the home of Rams football.
Hi, this is Coach Sean McVay. Whose house? Rams house.
Now live from Cosm Los Angeles with Su'a Cravens. Here's your host, Travis Rodgers.
The final week of the regular season, week 18 of the 2025 NFL season is here, but it is not the end of the line for the Rams. Su'a, the Rams will be playing next week. They will be on the road. The question is, will they be in Carolina? Will they be in Tampa? Will they be in Philadelphia? Will they be in all possibilities along. The Rams punched their ticket a few weeks ago, but we're still here going into the final game of the season, not quite sure what seed they're going to be or where they're going to play.
Yes, the Rams are not going to Cancun. For the rest of you guys that are, safe travels. Your job ends in about 24 hours, yes?
Look, Arizona is coming in today. Arizona is 3-13, and they've lost 8 in a row. They've lost 13 of their last 14 games.
Yep.
Most of them have not been particularly close of late, and it really kind of started when the Rams went into Glendale and walked them up and down the field. What's it like being in that Arizona locker room, knowing that, I mean, you're putting stuff on film, I understand that, but you're trying to get out of here in one piece and go enjoy a couple of months before you got to get ready for next season?
Yeah, well, half the team's already in Cancun. They've already checked
Literally.
out. Return flights back home to their respective hometowns are already booked. The exit interviews, I don't think anybody that's on a contract that's longer than 2 years is going to that exit meeting. They're just going to leave. I'll take the fine.
What are those exit interviews like? Like, what do they ask you? You go to one of those exit interviews.
Okay, so I've experienced it from both ends. Pause. I've been on the side of a starter where I've been, the interview is what it is, and coach is just going to tell me, are
they telling you expectations for you next year?
We need you to be more of a leader in the locker room.
Okay.
We need you to be a guy on special teams. They'll say something like that. If you're a guy that might not be on the team next year, it'll be, hey, you weren't that good this year, and we need you to be
blunt.
That. Yes.
Yeah.
Year, we'll give you a call.
Oh.
Yeah. Experience both sides of the spectrum.
This one, unfortunately, on their only losing streak of the season. This is the first time they've lost back-to-back games all year long. Go back to that Seattle Thursday night, which feels about 9 years ago. Believe it or not, it was only 2 weeks ago. Seattle punched their ticket last night against San Francisco. They're going to be the number 1 seed. That kind of launched them. Seem to kind of do the opposite with the Rams, where they go into Monday night against Atlanta, and they didn't look like themselves at all. Matthew Stafford threw 3 interceptions. Was it just the hangover of that? Ultimately, it really didn't cost them all that much because assuming they win today, they're still going to be that 5th seed. But was it just post-Seattle hangover in Atlanta?
Maybe. It might be a mix of everything. Injuries, that hangover from that tough loss, just being late in the season and being fatigued, mentally tired. It could be a bunch of things. But we know that they had that game won, and it slipped out within their grasp in 6 minutes left in the game. They've had multiple games won this year where the first 3.5 quarters were perfect, and all you have to do is finish this last 5 minutes of the game, and they've given it away. They gave it away to – they're the reason the 49ers have had a chance at the 1 seed. They're the reason the Seahawks are the 1 seed.
This is where I kind of land to it. This stuff changes so quickly that it went from the Rams had everything that you could have possibly hoped that they would have in the palm of their hand. They controlled their own destiny for the division. They controlled their own destiny for the number 1 overall seed. There was a chance you would never have to leave the state of California to play any of your postseason games. To be the 5th or the 6th seed, they're going, and it's very likely that they're going to have to go play in a cold weather spot at some point. They're going to have to go on the road for the first playoff game along the way. But as quickly as that changed in 2 weeks, it can change back again. And all of a sudden, getting the guys back that you need to get back, whether that's Alaric Jackson at left tackle, Kevin Dotson at right tackle, Devontae Adams at wideout. These aren't just a guy here or there. These are some of your most important guys. You get them back, and all of a sudden, the team you were 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, a month ago, you can be again starting a week from today.
Yeah, they're going to be at 100% strength, and they'll be the guys that we saw those first half of the season where they were dominating and were by far the best team in the league from what we were used to seeing. And maybe they got a little lucky with their playoff seeding as well, because even though you're not the 1 seed, you might want to play Tampa. You might want to play Carolina out of everybody else that's in the playoffs. I think that they got blessed with getting that 5th seed if they were to win today.
Of the Saints, 10-7 at the half, just to kind of give you a little breakdown as to what that means. If Atlanta wins, the Rams go to Carolina. If New Orleans wins, the Rams go to Tampa. We're going to go NFC South winner, assuming that they win today's game, which Su'a, I feel like I need to throw in. That feels like an obvious thing to say, but we're talking. Are they going to win in Atlanta? Are they going to do this? In Carolina a couple of weeks ago before that, these games that feel like, okay, well, we know they're going to win today. What happens after that? Those are the ones that have kind of jumped up and grabbed them.
Yeah. This team lost to Carolina on the road this year already, and that's kind of what you're begging for now with Atlanta playing against the Saints. Yeah, if I were in charge and if I could pick, I think I'd rather play Tampa right now.
Why?
I think Baker's injured. I think that offense is stale and stagnant. I think that defense
Those two
is
teams
tired.
last night, Su'a, they did not look like good football teams.
It looked bad. It did not look like, whoa, this is a playoff team right here. It looked like somebody's going to get blessed. And if I'm the Rams, I really need the Saints to
What's
win
crazy is it will also be 8-9. There'll be a 3-way tie at the top of the NFC South for 8-9. And Atlanta might be the scariest one of the bunch when you talk about Bijan Robinson and what he and win it.
Oh, they're
the way
out.
that the side, they're playing for nothing but pride. But seeing Atlanta that we saw on Monday night, that's the team to me that I thought was the scariest, simply because Robinson, and look, Kirk Cousins isn't the second coming of Tom Brady, but he's also you know that he's going to be able to get some stuff done. I don't need to see those guys again for a while.
And look at the chain reaction that this caused because you lost to Atlanta. Not only do you need them to lose today to get the more favorable opponent, but now because of these wins. So it was a double whammy when you lost last week. Just go ahead and notch it up at least one. It's a double whammy if they win this week. Go ahead and notch it up.
Say too, the Rams have lost every game this year that they've been highly favored.
Yeah.
A game like they've had, I think the spread is 6 or more. They've lost every game.
San Francisco.
Yep, the Panthers.
Carolina and Atlanta.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's not going to be the spread for a playoff game. It's going to be closer than that. But when the Rams are up and favored heavily, they haven't showed up this year.
I keep telling myself this: the Rams were the best team in the league 21 days ago. The Rams were the team that I think if you said you have to put something important to you on the line, who do you want to pick? I would have picked the Rams, not just because I'm a Rams fan, but because they seemed the most complete.
They were scoring 30 points. They had the MVP. They had the Coach of the Year.
A defense that was able to get stops and get off the field when they needed it. A special teams unit that wasn't great, but seemed to have calmed down a little bit. And now here we are, what say in the wild card weekend.
It happens fast. A lot can change in a month. You know, the NFL is not kind.
I'm always amazed. Emily's heard me say this a million times. I may have said it to you. I've said it to everybody at one point or another. One of the things that I'm most struck by professional athletes in all sports, but in particular football, is the ability to compartmentalize. The ability to say, I don't care what happened over behind me. I don't care what's happening in a week. I'm dealing with what is happening today, and that's it. I can't. All I do is think about what's happening. Now talking about, hey, what happened to our mojo? What happened to our ability to play good football?
Nope. Not even going to talk like that. We're not even that's not even a conversation that's ever going to grace our lips. We're just going to, we know what it is. We know who we are. We have this unrelenting confidence, and we're just going to keep moving forward.
Subaru is, or I should say, On the Road is driven by Subaru of Glendale, the number one Subaru dealer in America. Find your next Subaru at Subaru of Glendale or at SubaruofGlendale.net. Arizona, of course, is on the road. He has some time. Is the Kyler Murray thing done in Arizona? Does he go somewhere else? I don't think Jacoby Brissett is their answer at quarterback long term, obviously, but they paid Kyler Murray a lot of never really happened. Just high watermarks, but all in all, not particularly successful in Arizona. Do you move on from him if you're them?
If you move on, who do you move on to?
The draft?
Who's in that draft? Why create the situation you're trying to escape? Why go through that all over again and restart that whole process? Just play it out. I think he has, one more year on his deal? Maybe
I think so.
2 more years. 1 or 2 more. Just play it out. You're going to have to pay somebody that money anyways. Even if you bring in a veteran quarterback, you're going to bring in Joe Flacco for a
guy that has shown that he's not. Joe Flacco's 40-something years old. Is there a Kirk Cousins? Is there a Jimmy Garoppolo? Is there one of these guys that is a steadier performer without the peaks and valleys of a Kyler Murray?
Bring Jameis Winston in just for the interview.
Jameis needs to go TV. Yeah, I'm ready for Jameis to move on to TV. I love Winston. He can't get on TV soon enough. Don't forget to order for Eats at SoFi Stadium and skip the line so you don't miss any of the action. Use code RAMS to get up to 40% off your next 3 stadium pickup orders of $25 or more. Terms apply. Offer expires February 8, 2026. How much of what the Rams are dealing with right now is just strictly related to them not having their best guys like we talked about? But which of those guys is the most important guy to be? Is it Quentin Lake, who they just extended? Is it Devontae Adams? Is it Alaric Jackson? Because we saw Humphreys at left tackle last week against Atlanta. Had a tough night.
Rough.
He had a very tough night. Which of those guys, if you're prioritizing, is at the top of the list?
I think it's Lake because the defense has really struggled with getting stops and getting turnovers. Just getting the ball back, creating those opportunities and swinging the momentum. It hasn't been the same as what we saw those first 6 to 7 weeks of the season. But I say that because the offense and the way that the Rams have lost the game has not been games where the offense couldn't score points or where they were just completely shut out both sides of the football start to finish. These are games they've given away. So even with Devontae being hurt, even with Humphreys having an awful game, you had chances to win these games. On defense, they haven't been able to get stops. When they needed them, it hasn't been able to happen, and Lake has been a big proponent to that.
Still waiting for Tyler Higbee, who we might see today. With Terrence Ferguson, of course, probably will not go today, but likely, or at least hopefully, maybe available for the playoffs. So a lot of Rams health-related issues still to work out between now and the start of that wild card weekend. We're going to get to all of it, and we're going to start with the voice of the Rams, J.B. Long. He's going to join us next on the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff, driven by your Toyota dealers, official automotive partner of the Los Angeles Rams. We make it easy.
Your next Subaru is waiting for you at Subaru of Glendale. Check this out. Lease a new 2025 Subaru Outback Premium CVT for just $289 a month plus tax for 36 months. Want it this payment. VIN S3319-836. MSRP $35,373. $33.99 due at signing. Call 888-855-6434 or check out SubaruofGlendale.net. On approved Tier 1 credit through Subaru Motors Finance. No security deposit. 10,000 miles a year. Model code SDD-11.
Call Jacob.
Attention, Rams fans.
When pressure hits, your team matters. After an accident, choose who the Rams choose. Jacob Emrani.
He goes at insurance companies so you don't get pushed around. Make the smart call. Chosen legal partner of your Los Angeles Rams.
Accident or injury, call Jacob Emrani. Call Jacob 1-800-345-6789. Call Jacob.
It's frustrating when people intervene on you, but they have problems of their own. It's like when someone sends you a text, but the text comes from their email address. I hate this. Your name at iCloud, they FaceTime you from their email address? Are you calling on a child's iPad?
Emmy-winning comedian John Mulaney announces his new tour, Mr. Whatever. Fantasy Springs Resort Casino, Saturday, March 7th. Tickets on sale now at FantasySpringsResort.com.
Your Lakers, your season, your home.
Tonight The Lakers and Grizzlies run it back for the second straight game at Crypto.com Arena.
Here come the Lakers into the front court, trailing by 2. LeBron attacks the rim, drives to the hoop, lay it up and in.
Your LA Lakers host the Memphis Grizzlies. Coverage begins tonight at 5 p.m.
The Lake Show lives here. 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app.
This is the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff.
On your home of Rams football.
And it is the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff live from Cosm Los Angeles. 5th seed is on the line. Our Rams want to make sure we get the win and take on the NFC South to begin the playoffs next week. And of course, Cardinals are bad. That Rams high-powered offense should explode all day long.
First down throw, right side screen. Puka with blockers. The 10, the 5. Now they're cooking with gas. Touchdown Puka Nacua. Touchdown LA. From down 21, an extra point can tie it.
You're listening to the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff.
Driven by your Toyota dealers, official automotive partner of the Los Angeles Rams. We make it easy.
Once again, with Su'a Cravens. Back to Travis Rodgers.
All right, let's take our first trip inside of SoFi Stadium. Check in with the voice of the Rams, none other than J.B. Long. J.B., Happy New Year. How are you doing in 2026?
Man, I'm doing great. Let's see. The year so far, we've already seen Alabama and Georgia lose a college football game and the San Francisco 49ers lose a high-stakes home game. I mean, I like it a whole lot better than how 25 finished. No complaints.
Yeah, okay.
How about you?
I am doing great. I got to ask you this because I know that you call a lot of college football as well. Did you have any idea that Indiana was this good? We knew they were good, but my goodness, what they did to Alabama was unbelievable.
Yeah, a couple answers there. One, Fernando Mendoza is one of my longtime favorites. I'll be curious to see how he translates to the NFL level. But I did his first start, I think his first couple of starts at Cal, and he was just like the corniest, nerdiest, most sincere, likable student athlete I've ever been around. So I'm happy for him. And then I think you guys probably are like-minded. Coaching matters more in football than in any other sport I've been exposed to. Like, the head coach moves the needle and impacts winning more in football than I can, measure in any other sport. And so what Cignetti and them have done, like, I'm not surprised that when you got the right coaching quarterback, it translates, because we've lived through that for the last 9 years, haven't we, with Sean McVay and Jared Goff and Matthew Stafford.
Indeed.
JB, who you got winning it all this year? Who's winning the Natty?
Notre Dame in the in the Battle of Indiana. It's going to be a showcase on NBC in the third weekend of February. So we'll go national championship, Super Bowl. Indiana will win it all, and then they'll play like a pay-per-view game in Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Yeah. It sounds like a plan. JB Long joining us before the Rams and the Cardinals. So we know that the Rams need to win today to be the number 5. We're waiting to see the result of the Atlanta-New Orleans game. That will determine who the potential opponent out of the NFC South is. Is there a better matchup for the Rams if, in fact, they can take care of their business today as far as Tampa or Carolina goes?
Probably not. I mean, you could say that based on the results this season, Tampa, because the Rams beat them handily here and lost in Charlotte, but I don't really subscribe to that. My rooting interests are more which booth do I prefer, which flight itinerary do I prefer, and then what makes the narrative better, which I think payback against the Panthers is a better narrative arc for the Rams than Tampa Bay. But as has been pointed out, some special, postseason paths, including Super Bowls, have run through Tampa, so that wouldn't be a bad place to start either if that's what it comes to. But let's not put the cart in front of the horse, and I know you're not doing that. The Rams get a redemption opportunity. They get a chance to expunge the memory of that Monday Night Football game from earlier this week, and let's make sure that today starts there.
JB, we've seen some heartbreaking losses and a little bit of sloppy football being played by L.A. lately. Are you at all concerned with what you've seen with the playoffs right around the corner?
I'm not more concerned than I would be in any other win or go to Cabo format. I think what gets underappreciated, and I know not by you or Travis, is the physical toll and the mental strain that it takes to play this game on one particular Sunday, much less 17 of them. I think the Rams lost to the Falcons and they lost to human nature on Monday. That happens. It's an incredibly small sample size game that we play. This is not 162 games of professional baseball. This is not an 82-game NBA slate where you get hundreds of possessions to kind of even things out and the better team wins. You make one mistake, it gets amplified in professional football, especially at this stage of the game. And so I don't think Monday has much bearing on what happens from this point forward. So long as Alaric Jackson is playing left tackle, Devontae Adams is playing wide receiver, Quentin Lake is at the star position, and on and on and on. I think the temperament and the focus that the Rams will bring to every game from today forward will be far and away different than the game they played Monday after, quite frankly, their hopes were dashed with a loss in Seattle and then seeing how last week's games played out before they took the field.
Yeah, JB, not to go over it again. I know you touched on it there, but the last couple of weeks, and is it just more who was unavailable and not ready? No, I shouldn't say not ready to play, not healthy enough to play, as opposed to anything that the Rams were or not doing or having done to them? Was it just a lack of their top flight personnel available to them?
It's definitely a contributing factor. Like, here's how I look at it: is in most competitive games, it's decided by 3, 4, 5 plays. Right? Mm-hmm. So if on fourth down, the Rams don't blow a blocking assignment on the left side of their offensive line and get submarined, if they cash that early drive fourth down conversion in, or if Konate Mumfield is ruled across the line to gain rather than just shy of it on the first third down, I don't think we're having this conversation. It's a butterfly effect. I can't prove it, but I sincerely believe that an early play and certainly any of the late plays that we all were hyper-focused on, and we're telling a completely different story. So I try not to overreact. It's never as good nor as bad as it feels in the National Football League. What I trust is that this has proven to be one of the best teams in the National Football League. Their best is as high or higher than any team I've witnessed this season. They should win the scoring title here today, and they've got a proven coach and quarterback with a great roster around them. There's no reason that they should have any expectation except to win Super Bowl 60.
The Rams dominated this matchup the first time when they went to AZ. It was pretty bad. It got bad early and not much of a game. Should we expect something of the same type of game today with the starters being full go? We heard McVay this week being extra motivated to put something on film they can be proud of before the playoffs.
Absolutely, that's my expectation, because ever since the Rams arrived in Glendale, the Cardinals have let go of the rope. They were playing very competitive, you could say unlucky games for the most of their season, but the Rams blew them out, and so has just about every opponent since. Their average margin of defeat has only swelled. And not only do they not have anything to play for today, but this is one of the most depleted rosters I've ever seen. More than 20 Cardinals on injured reserve. They've used 80-some players this season. So, yeah, I think it's very much about making them one-dimensional, which they have been, leading the NFL in passing attempts. And then when you have the football, taking their will. I think you have to test early how much do they want to be here. And if for some reason they do want to be here early, make sure that doesn't last very long and that they're ready for their offseason before halftime.
With all those players out, with them metaphorically letting go of the rope, do you expect the starters to play all 4 quarters? I know that they have to win to guarantee the 5th seed. I know we want to see the starters get more of a rhythm. But is this a game where the starters play all 4 quarters?
To your point about how much does it look like the game they played in early December, like Ronnie Rivers and Jimmy Garoppolo and others closed that game out. I would love for that to be the case here today. But again, I think that's so many hours into the future that I can't forecast it. But in the best case scenario, absolutely. You go out there and you take care of business. You prove that you are the 5 seed, if not better. And you get on to Wild Card Weekend.
JB Long, the voice of the Rams, getting us ready for Cardinals and Rams kickoff coming up at 1:25. Don't forget you can order for pickup on Uber Eats at SoFi Stadium and skip the line so you don't miss any of the action. Use code RAMS to get up to 40% off your next 3 stadium pickup orders of $25 or more. Terms apply. Offer expires February 8, 2026. JB, give me an X factor to make sure that the Rams at least get that number 5 seed today.
I think it's Trey McBride. When I think back to the game that the Rams played in Arizona, he ripped off a couple of first-drive chunks that led to an early touchdown, and the Rams pretty much turned off his water supply from that point forward. He comes into today tied with JSN and Puka Nacua for the NFL lead in receptions. I think he is the type of player, much like we talked about with Bijan Robinson on Monday, where if this is going to be a struggle and if this is going to be a headache against an inferior opponent, he's the type of individual talent that can keep drives alive, that can put up points and make this a long afternoon at SoFi Stadium. If you match up with intentionality and efficacy against Trey McBride, I think the Cardinals will quickly show that they lack the weapons to hang in this fight.
The Rams X Factor is brought to you by the Los Angeles International Airport, where change is in the air. Learn more at lawa.org/ESPN.
JB, any doubt Devontae is 100% for next week? I know he'll play next week, but is there any doubt in your mind that he's not 100% ready to go?
I have no clue. I hope he's great. I hope Terrence Ferguson's hamstring heals quickly, but that's way above my pay grade. But I know that some had hoped that he might return as soon as Thursday Night Football against Seattle. Once I saw him crumple onto the turf here at SoFi Stadium against the Detroit Lions, my first thought was, see you in January, Devontae. I hope you're ready for Wild Card Weekend.
One last one before we let you go, JB. We saw Jared Verse with the blocked field goal. He scoops it up. He runs it back. It was the biggest special teams play in the Rams' favor in a very long time. Is it a coincidence that the special teams coach was changed and a big play happened, or does 1 + 1 = 2?
It can't be, and it wasn't just that. I mean, from the opening kickoff, they forced a fumble. They downed a punt at the 1-yard line. The only thing that I didn't like in the kicking game last week against Atlanta was the touchback that led to the Falcons' game-winning field goal in crunch time. But, yeah, change of leadership, change of focus, maybe some slight personnel adjustments. That cannot be an Achilles heel for the Rams to get to where they're trying to go. And I love that it was Jared Verse that threw up the deuces and kind of set the tone for that comeback, because, he's always part of a field goal block. And I think it's also emblematic of we're at the time of year where it's players, not plays, right? I think back to the Super Bowl run for the Los Angeles Rams. They couldn't run the rock worth a lick. But you know what? They had Cooper Kupp. And until the Super Bowl, they had OBJ, and they had Von Miller, and they had the closer in Aaron Donald. At this stage of the game, it's about the guys who are out there between the white lines, and I think the Rams have enough, and Verse has to be one of them.
JB Long will be on the call. The Rams and the Cardinals. Kickoff coming up at 1:25. Thanks, JB. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, you guys, stay dry. Have a good one.
Absolutely. The deuces that he threw up on his way to the end zone, which you and I both deeply enjoyed, Su'a, cost him $11,593.
Why?
I don't ask the NFL. Don't ask me. They're the ones that
the fun
hit
police.
With it. Yeah, $11,593. That's a very specific amount.
It's what for?
Why not
what?
make it $12,000? Why not make it $11,500?
Was there a flag on the play?
No, but you're not allowed to have any fun. You can't style your block. By the way, greatest play I've seen in quite some time, but we don't get to do it. Still lots more to get to, including a look around this final weekend of the NFL season. Week 18. It's all coming up on the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff on 710 ESPN.
Hi, this is Sean McVay of your LA Rams. The Rams play here. KSPN, Los Angeles.
710 ESPN.
A good karma brands radio station.
Hey, Dad, I gotta come clean about something.
Okay.
I only paid for a brand new Hyundai Tucson.
Oh, you might be on the naughty list.
Deal's so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days on select Hyundai vehicles. See your SoCal Hyundai dealer. Offers end January 2nd. Call 714-568-7676 for details.
You can't fake greatness. That's why 1800 Tequila has built it through generations of obsession with the details. It's the mindset that wins championships, and the same mindset behind every bottle of 1800. That's how we became the world's most awarded tequila. So when the final whistle blows, raise a glass worthy of victory. 1800, obsessed with taste.
Official tequila partner of the LA Rams. 1800 Tequila. Proximo, Jersey City, New Jersey, 21 and older. Please drink responsibly.
What if your instincts could pay off? With Robinhood Prediction Markets, you could put your knowledge to work on the events that matter to you. Prediction Markets isn't just sports. It's the Fed rate decision, your favorite awards show, and so much more beyond the playing field. Trade events with Robinhood. Visit Robinhood.com/predict. That's Robinhood.com/predict. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
ESPN LA, your home of the college football playoff and the biggest moments in sports. Made possible by Hard Rock Casino Tahoe.
Ohio State has won the national championship.
All right, fans, here's your winning play. Live entertainment that hits harder than a goal line drive and 24/7 gaming with nonstop action. No huddle required. Punch it into the end zone at Hard Rock Casino Tejon, just 15 miles south of Bakersfield.
The biggest moments in sports happen on ESPN LA. Counting you down to Week 18 NFL Sunday.
Touchdown, LA!
Hi, this is Travis of your LA Rams. The Rams play here.
You're listening to the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff.
Time for a bounce back for the Rams after 2 straight losses. Rams, Cardinals, the final game of the regular season.
Yes, getting you set for kickoff with Travis and Su'a, live at Cosm Los Angeles. Should be a fun day for the fearsome Rams defense all over the Cardinals.
Right-footed boot is rejected, picked up, scoots, going the other way. Rams have it. Jared Verse with the caravan. He takes it back.
Wow.
V8 strikes and the Rams have life.
Our 11-5 Rams host the 3-13 Cardinals. Week 18 NFL Sunday.
Driven by your Toyota dealers, official automotive partner of the Los Angeles Rams. We make it easy.
Once again,
Live from Cosm Los Angeles with Su'a Cravens.
back to Travis Rodgers.
Season goes by fast, Su'a. Week 18 already. Playoffs, of course, starting a week from yesterday. We'll have Saturday, Sunday, one game on Monday night. So we'll see exactly where the Rams go. But a lot of this has to do with what happens today, which brings us to our top games of the week from Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times. Let's start with this one. The Falcons are ahead of the Saints right now, 13-7. That one matters. If Atlanta holds on and wins that game and the Rams win today, the Rams would go to Carolina. If the Saints can come back and win and the Rams win today, then the Rams would go to Tampa. If the Rams lose today, it doesn't matter. They're the 6th seed, and they're going to go to Philadelphia or Chicago. But we talked a little bit about it. You would rather see them, of all those teams, you think Tampa is the easiest mark?
Yeah, I'd rather see them play Tampa. I think that's the easier road to travel. You've got an injured Baker Mayfield, a team that's kind of limping around on offense, a defense that's real leaky, and you've already lost to Carolina, who would be the opposing team. So don't want to play them.
I don't think that either one of those teams really scares me all that much, and certainly not on the level of Philadelphia or Chicago. And it's not just because of the weather in Chicago or the weather in Philadelphia. It's just the two Chicago just is really good. Philadelphia has had a very nice season, but they also feel like they could just click in at any time. I don't think there's a click in for Carolina or Tampa.
No. Those are teams that are very new to the playoffs right now. I think Carolina would just be happy to say they made the postseason. I don't think that they are a team that's really a threat to go on a Super Bowl run. So that's a fair statement. But if we're just comparing the two, Carolina versus Tampa, I think Carolina is by far the better team right now.
All right, let's talk about one of the games we saw last night. The Seahawks beat the 49ers 13-3. Niners, of course, missing guys. They've been missing guys all season long, and yet they were playing for the overall number 1 seed last night in the last week of the season. Seattle, they look pretty good. They go in, they take care of their business on the road in a tough, hard-fought game. We saw Seattle a couple of weeks ago on Thursday night against the Rams. I don't know if they're scary the way that like the Chiefs have been scary, the way that the Patriots have been scary over the last few years. The Eagles even have been scary. But watching them 3 weeks in a row, they just kind of grind teams out. That defense is wicked.
Yeah, you said it. Their defense. They're scary in the way that the Steelers were scary when it was Big Ben and they went on that little 2-championship run, and I think in 4 years. That defense is just going to keep them in games. They do not need to score touchdowns to be successful. And to me, that's more scary than a high-powered offense.
This is how good their defense is that the Seahawks are the number 1 seed, despite the fact that Sam Darnold led the league in turnovers with 20. To give you an idea how unusual that is, since 1978, it's the first instance of a player leading the league in turnovers on a team with a 1 seed in their respective conference. You turn the ball over a lot. You usually don't make the playoffs, never mind be the number 1 seed. That's how good the defense is.
You essentially could switch Sam Darnold and Geno Smith and have almost the same record. Not going to say the exact same record, but I think you give or take 2 or 3 wins. That's how good the defense is. They're covering up for the 19 interceptions that Geno Smith would have had.
Gino's done he's got his interceptions in Vegas for sure. Let's talk about the Packers and the Vikings right now. The Vikings are ahead 13-0. The Packers were locked into that number 7 seed no matter what. We've talked a lot about every team in the NFC in the playoff seeds. The Packers are the one team we really haven't talked about. They're the 7 seed. Nobody's going back to Lambeau Field, so the weather is a non-factor. The Packers are not going to be at home. Do they scare you anyway? Do the Packers? Because Jordan Love has been in and out. He hasn't been healthy. What do you make of Green Bay?
I know it's going to sound crazy, but I'm more fearful of the Packers than I am the 49ers.
Why?
You can't count out the Packers. They have a good offense. They have a great head coach. They can game plan you. You will be in a game where you have to score in the fourth quarter against the Packers. It's not a pushover opponent. With them being the 7th seed, you're almost getting punished for being the 2 for having to play a team like that because you wouldn't expect the Packers to be there. I would expect the Bears to be there or the 49ers with how many injuries they had to be there.
Do they scare you if you're looking at it through a Rams lens, or do they scare you if you're looking at it through any lens? Because we know that Matt LaFleur has really kind of tied Sean McVay in knots. That's like Kyle Shanahan and Sean McVay, they go back and forth. They battle back and forth all the time. But the LaFleur piece in Green Bay is the one puzzle he has not solved.
Yeah, the only reason I'm not worried from a Rams perspective is because you're not going to run into each other in the playoffs unless you both make it to the NFC Championship. So that's not something I'm going to think about because I'd rather play you over the teams you had to beat to get here. So at the end of the day, if you have to figure them out, you would prefer to figure them out over anybody else.
Don't forget, you can order for pickup on Uber Eats at SoFi Stadium and skip the line so you don't miss any of the action. Use code RAMS to get up to 40% off your next 3 stadium pickup orders of $25 or more. Terms apply. Offer expires February 8, 2026. Let's talk Titans and Jags. The Jags 31-7. The Jags scenarios are as follows, right? They win the AFC South with a win today, which they're going to do. So they're going to be the AFC South champion. They could be the number 1 seed in the AFC if the Broncos and Patriots both lose. So there's a scenario where Jacksonville is the number 1 seed. They could be the number 2 seed with a win and a loss by either Denver or New England. Su'a, I know I've said this every week since the Rams went to London. I don't get it. I don't get it. I saw them. They didn't impress me, yet they haven't lost really since then.
The crap out of them.
They walked them up and down the field.
Trevor Lawrence, he has turned it around. The last 6 weeks, he's been one of the best, if not the best quarterback in football. It's crazy to say because I was ready to say that Jacksonville made a mistake extending him, but
Duval.
That right there, I was like, this entire season is going to be a nightmare. But they've turned it around.
I wonder if he's been Liam Cohen. We're talking about the head coach of the Jacksonville Jags,
Coach of the year,
former Rams offensive coordinator Liam Cohen, Coach of the Year, right? If he's looking in the mirror, working on his Duval, because there's going to be an opportunity for him to do it all over again.
He better. If I wasn't with how much trash and nonsense
it was terrible.
I dealt with on social media, that's the first thing I'm going to say especially if those teams lost and I did clinch the 1 seed and they interview me after the game. Coach, how do you feel? Duval. I'm doing it all over again.
Okay, but is he the coach of the year? Here are the 3 candidates that I think should be are up there. It's Liam Cohen.
Yes.
Ben Johnson in Chicago.
Yes.
Or Mike Vrabel of the Patriots.
Yes.
Because they all have cases. Because the Patriots were terrible last year, 4-13, and they had pretty much the same. They did spend a lot of money in the offseason. They revamped the entire coaching staff, and now they are competing for the 1 seed. The Bears, bad last year, basically same thing this year, and they're great. I think all 3 of them have a chance.
Who would you vote for?
Cohen. He did more with less. They didn't make a bunch of offseason acquisitions to give Trevor Lawrence a chance. They drafted Travis Hunter, who got hurt this year.
Yeah.
BTJ, their first-round pick from a year ago, doesn't even really play, and if he does, he's not getting the ball. Parker Washington has been their guy this year.
They got Myers,
too.
They
traded for Jacoby, which is their one move that they made.
And it wasn't a sexy trade at the time.
And Travis Etienne was struggling the first 6 to 7 weeks of the season. So, really, he has done more with less. You look at those other teams, They've made all types of acquisitions. The Patriots spent the most this offseason. What's the other team that we're talking about?
The Chicago Bears.
The Chicago Bears. Their offense was already ready to go before Ben Johnson got there. Caleb had a great rookie year. He had the same type of year as Bo Nix. So I think Cohen did more with less.
Cam Little in Jacksonville hit a 67-yard field goal today. He had a 68-yarder. That would be an NFL record earlier this season. It is almost impossible to quantify what kind of weapon that is. That they're kicking the ball, Su'a, from their own 45-yard line.
These are Steph Curry threes.
Yeah.
No, it's when you guys look at Aubrey in Dallas and say, wow, that once Dallas gets 5 yards past the 50, it's pretty much a guaranteed 3 points. Well, Jacksonville or the Saints and Jacksonville, they both have guys that can kick it from the logo almost.
The Texans are currently trailing the Colts 24-23. The Texans have won 8 in a row. The Texans scare the lights out of me. They just seem to be a little bit better week after week after week. Their defense is really good. C.J. Stroud, I feel, has gotten, after a pretty slow start, I think he was dealing with some injuries, but he looks like he's started to be that C.J. Stroud we saw in his rookie year a couple of years ago.
Just getting healthy, just everybody getting back, trusting the process, and a great defense can buy you a lot of time. That is the real number one defense in the NFL. They get after the quarterback. They strap receivers down the field. They have one of the best secondaries in the NFL, and they fly to the football. They're very aggressive on defense. I think there's an intimidation factor that also goes into it when it comes to playing the Texans.
Which of these is a bigger surprise to you? That the Kansas City Chiefs, who are playing the Raiders today, are not going to the playoffs, or that the Detroit Lions, who are playing the Bears today, are not going to the playoffs?
I would say the Kansas City Chiefs, because of the division they're in, the quarterback they have, their head coach. You would like to think that they could find a way to make it to the playoffs when you really only have to beat the Broncos right now. I know the Chargers got after them this year, but you really, going into the season, it was beat the Broncos and you can go on a playoff run. The defense just wasn't it this year. The offense dealt with injuries, but more surprising that Casey's not in there.
Very quickly, the Sunday night game, Ravens in Pittsburgh against the Steelers. Who wins the AFC North? The winner of that game goes to the playoffs.
Baltimore Ravens, even though they don't deserve not even a drop of the playoffs, they are going to get in.
Yeah, I feel like just throw the Chiefs in there anyway. I don't know, somebody. Just put another AFC team in there because neither one of those teams feels like they've kind of earned their spot in there. There's your games of the week. The NFL, we have been here at Cosm all season long. You can watch NFL games in shared reality at Cosm and feel the energy of game day in the Dome and in the Hall this season before every home game. We have been here, me, Travis, him, Su'a, for the Rams pregame show live from the Hall at Cosm. And if you have a ticket, you can come on in for free. Catch all the energy on massive wall-to-wall LED displays in the hall, and don't miss out on Cosm's signature menu of local food favorites, craft cocktails, and beers throughout the venue. To learn more, visit Cosm.com. Maurice Jones-Drew will join us next. That's coming up on the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff on 710 ESPN.
Big news! Downey Hyundai is the #1 Hyundai dealer in California for 2025. If you're shopping for a new car, there's only one place, Downey Hyundai, and they're driven to earn that title again by making every customer happy. With over 800 new Hyundais in stock, from the all-electric Ioniqs to the best-in-class Tucson or the 3-row seating SUV Palisade, there's no better selection and no better price. Downey Hyundai, Firestone exit off the 605, or shop online anytime at DowneyHyundai.com. Downey Hyundai, California's #1 and working to stay there.
Hey, it's Mace. College football is back, and there's no better place to catch every heart-pounding moment than Cosm. This isn't just a sports bar. It's your front row pass to the future of fandom. Feel the tackles, the touchdowns, and game day glory like never before with Cosm shared reality displays. Step into the Dome, an immersive 3-level experience that puts you right on the field, or rally with your friends in the hall where every game is on all at once. Don't just watch college football, live it. Get your tickets now at Cosm.com. I'll see you there.
Football fans, this is DeMarco Farr, and let me tell you, I thought I was in pretty good shape until I stepped into a UFC gym. Man, that workout is no joke. They've got boxing, kickboxing, and strength training. You don't have to be a fighter to love it. Anybody can jump in, get a great workout, and feel the results. They even have programs for youth and workouts for the entire family. And my favorite part, the recovery room. That's where I recharge after going all out in my workouts. Check out the UFC gym for yourself and train like I did. Trust me, you'll feel like a champ.
This season, celebrating in a new Volvo is easier than ever.
Now through December 31st, you can save on select SUVs during our Holiday Safely Sign and Drive event. With advanced safety features and Google built in, our SUVs help keep your family safe and connected, from gift runs to holiday gatherings. Whether it's compact versatility or comfort with seating up to 7, Volvo SUVs are up for anything. Sign and drive to make one yours. Visit volvocars.com/US to learn more. Google is a trademark of Google LLC.
Counting you down to Week 18 NFL Sunday. Time for a bounce back for the Rams after 2 straight losses.
This is the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff.
Driven by your Toyota dealers, official automotive partner of the Los Angeles Rams. We make it easy.
Rams, Cardinals, the final game of the regular season.
The Countdown to Kickoff rolls on from Cosm, and remember, you can hear every moment of Rams football today on the all-new ESPN LA app. Just search ESPN LA in your app store or Google Play. Download, tap, bam! Just click the Rams tile, Jack. You've got Rams football for free in the palm of your hand.
Once again live from Cosm Los Angeles with Su'a Cravens. Back to Travis Rodgers.
All right, we are joined right now by the man who will be sitting right next to J.B. Long, all your play-by-play. Of course, we're talking about Maurice Jones-Drew, joining us right now from inside SoFi Stadium. Happy New Year, Mo. How you feeling?
Oh, Happy New Year, guys. I'm feeling great. I thought last week on Monday night there was 2 things that scared me and they reared their ugly head. One was Bijan Robinson, terrified me.
Yeah. Didn't
sleep well. And the other was Raheem Morris and his ability to kind of slow down this Rams offense, being in this system, coaching against this system for years, right? And those things showed up. So this is an important game. It's a new year, new me, new us, to kind of get this thing back on track and make a run at this deal.
So you mentioned those 2 things that scared you going into Monday night against the Atlanta Falcons. Is there anything that scares you on the Arizona side coming into this game? Obviously, it's the NFL. Anybody can beat anybody. But is there a Raheem Morris, Bijan Robinson equivalent over there today?
Well, I think Trey McBride is always a guy offensively you have to worry about. He's done an awesome job. I would also say Michael Wilson is another one who had a big game against the Rams there in Arizona. So defensively, those 2. On the offensive side, I think it's just the injury bug scares the heck out of me, right? Who's going to show up? Who's going to play? How's the offensive line going to be? They haven't been the best with all these injuries going around. Obviously probably not having Devontae again. So it's getting those guys back and healthy and getting back on track is going to be super important for the Rams. It's the NFL. It doesn't matter who you play, what their record is. If you're not on point, you're not playing your best, you will lose.
Mo, you mentioned his name, Trey McBride. I feel like he's going to get the ball 50-11 times today because that's the Cardinals offense at this point. Is he the best tight end in the game right now?
I think he's one of them. I think he's underrated. He probably doesn't get enough attention for what he was able to do there. It's hard to call him the best, though, when you have, there's so many other guys that can go out there. Brock Bowers, if he's healthy, he's probably considered the best, right? A guy that can do a little bit of everything, can run go routes, post, and different things. Trey McBride works the majority of the middle of the field, or he works corners in the red zone. But he just has an uncanny ability. I remember scouting him coming out of Colorado State. There's nothing about him that jumps off the chart about me, but he's always open. He's just
got that wiggle.
This dude is always, he's just always open, and he's just, I don't know. It was kind of like Jason Witten at the end of his career. It's I know you're going to run this out, Jason Witten. I know you are, but I don't know when you're going to break. And so I'm going to sit here. I'm going to keep backpedaling because I know you're going out, but and then he breaks out and he's wide open. You know what I mean? And so he just has an uncanny ability of finding the soft area in the zone. And then versus man to man, he's just going to be physical with you and he's going to compete. And so those are things that you can't measure, right? And I think that's what makes him one of the best. But I don't know if I can call him the best with some of the other guys that have made plays. Now, fantasy-wise, he's the number 1 tight end. He had 100 catches and all those different type of things. But, I just think football-wise, there's other guys out there that have made some plays that have been a little bit more consistent.
You said that every week is important. You said this game specifically is important. This is the NFL. If you're not ready, you will get beat. So I think the Rams do need to exercise some demons today. What do you want to see out the offense specifically?
Well, I want to see him start fast, right? I thought, look, the biggest thing is this. This game is so important. You don't ever want to go into the playoffs with a 3-game losing streak. That's what you don't want. And that's what the Rams are facing if they don't win here today. So offensively, I want to see you start fast. I want to see you get back to that running game, being able to dictate the coverage, force guys to put guys in the box, and then be able to tear them up and light them up on the passing concepts on the backside. But too many drops in the passing game we've seen by critical drops in critical situations. I want to see McVay be aggressive and take some shots down the field. Put Tutu Atwell out there and see if we can get some PI penalties or a big play. But I think most importantly, it's starting fast and then being able to sustain that type of ability up and down the field. If you go back to the Seattle Seahawks game on Thursday night, they played lights out except for 2 drives. Right in the fourth quarter, those 2 drives, you went 3 and out. The Seahawks returned a punt on one, and the other one they went down and scored. And so when the Rams offense didn't do their part in that situation, you allowed the team to come back and get momentum. And so to me, it's about just starting fast, scoring on your first couple drives, keeping that rhythm going, and keeping the doubt here in Arizona.
Don't forget you can order for pickup on Uber Eats at SoFi Stadium and skip the line so you don't miss any of the action. Use code RAMS to get up to 40% off your next 3 stadium pickup orders of $25 or more. Terms apply. Offer expires February 8, 2026. We're talking with Maurice Jones-Drew, getting us ready for Cardinals and Rams kickoff coming up at 1:25. Obviously, the Rams need to win today to get that 5th seed, which means they'll play the champion of the NFC South. As it sits right now, as we're looking at Mo, the Falcons are beating the Saints, which means that would be Carolina if that score holds up. If the Saints can come back and win that game, then it would be Tampa. Is there a better matchup for the Rams? We know they're going to go on the road, but would you rather see them go to Carolina? Would you rather see them go to Tampa, or does it not matter?
Are you talking about me personally, or are you talking?
Yes.
You want to know personally? I'd rather go to Florida. I mean, let's just be honest. I'd rather sit out in the sun, beam on my face, and have a Mai Tai on Friday or Saturday whenever we get there. But I think for the Rams, it really doesn't matter. I think the 5th seed is your best path to get to where you want to get to, right? You have an opportunity to have a home game if things shake out right. One, that means you played well enough to win, and you can kind of build off of that as well. But, to me, you go to Tampa. Tampa, we saw – I don't know if you guys watched that game Saturday. That was kind of like – Whoever wanted to lose the game tried their best to lose it, and so it was kind of sloppy there. So I mean, you've already played Tampa here at home. I think going there they're fine, but I think if it's Carolina, that's part of that process is exercising some of these demons that you had down the stretch, right? And going there and going to Carolina and winning in Carolina is going to be more important. So I would say Carolina is probably the team you want because you want to go there and exercise that demon that you had here late in December when you went up there and lost, right, in a nasty game. Can you go back and play better and find a way to win? And then obviously you kind of go from there on out. But I know one place we don't want to go. That's
Indeed.
Philly.
Indeed. That's at the top of the list.
Exactly. So get this 5th seed and go wherever it takes us. That's where we should go.
Mo, are you at all concerned with Stafford's decision-making heading into the playoffs? Is he in an S word? Is he in a slump?
No, I don't think he's in a slump. I think he's been aggressive, and it's paid off when you've had Puka and Devontae out there. I think that's helped a lot, right? But there's some situations when those guys aren't out there, you have to be a little bit different in how you play and how you operate. And I think he's been in some. I think the team offensively has been in some bad situations, right? Like it reminds me going back to Carolina. It's 3rd and 7, and you run a speed out, which you've run all year. And you put the ball, it's a bad placement ball because the ball was inside, but that's a route it was an aggressive throw. That guy drove that route. You probably shouldn't have thrown it, but you threw it to Puka Nacua, and I've seen Puka Nacua make a one-handed catch, at least that I saw last week, make a one-handed catch in double coverage and get 2 feet down. So I understand that decision, but I think he's just been put in some tricky situations, and he's made some decisions that normally probably would go the Rams' way, but over the last couple of weeks just hasn't. And so would I tell you to stop doing that? No, that's who you are. I want you to be who you are, but we just have to have a sense of urgency of where the ball's being put and obviously the situation and where we are in the game.
Maurice Jones-Drew joining us, getting us ready for Cards and Rams coming up at 1:25. I got about a minute and a half here, Maurice. And I'm not going to use the S word that Su'a brought up a second ago, but is the recent lull, shall we say, just strictly injury-related when you talk about Alaric Jackson, you talk about Kevin Dotson, you talk about Devontae Adams, or is it something beyond just you're missing some of your most important guys?
No, I think it's the injury bug, to be honest with you. If you look at that game last week, Puka Nacua had 2 big catches taken back, one for offsides penalty or the tackle wasn't on the line of scrimmage, and then the other one being a holding penalty, right? And those are big momentum plays that the Rams had that they had taken away. And so, to me, I think it's more of injuries. Having Alaric Jackson back, hopefully getting Kevin Dotson back, getting Havenstein, even though Warren McClendon has played lights out, having Havenstein as a guy that can play tackle and you can move McClendon, like just having your full complement of offensive linemen is going to help you a ton. And then obviously the league leading receiver and receiving touchdowns is going to be important as well. A guy that's a sure Hall of Famer. So getting back healthy is going to be important for this offense. And again, like I said, it's not about a panic. I don't want you to panic in this situation, because when you start to panic, you start to do things differently. It messes with you. Just have a heightened sense of urgency, right? Be more diligent in your rehab. Be more diligent in your study habits. Don't change your study habits, but just be a little bit more intentional in them, making sure that you're dialed in, you're ready to go, because that's what's going to happen each week as we get further along. And this team knows that. These coaches know it. These players know it, because they've won and they've been in these situations. It's just about having that sense of urgency a little bit more.
How has the Bob Chesney era begun in Westwood?
Man, listen. I'm excited, man. He's okay with short running back, so if my guy wants to go there, we're excited about that. I'm excited. I hate what happened to Deshaun Foster. I think he didn't get an opportunity, but we'll see what goes there. And lastly, before we go, I just want to make sure. I know Sua's been all on my Jags right now, but you mess around, them Jags may be the 1 seed. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
And then we're going to need
him credit. We gave him credit last week.
Okay, I just want to make sure. I just want to make sure, because the Jags went up to Denver and laid it down. We always play well in Denver too, by the way. We're not afraid of the Broncos. So it's an exciting time in the Jones-Drew household right now. UCLA has a new coach. Rams are playing well. Raiders have the #1 overall pick. We're excited about that. And the Jags, baby. The Jags.
It's a good time to be MJD. That's what it is.
I'm sure.
It is a good time to be MJD. Man. He'll be alongside JB Long. Kickoff coming up at 1:25. Thanks, Maurice. We'll talk to you soon.
No problem, guys. See you later.
All right, you got it. On this day in 2022, the Rams delivered one of their most dominating performances against the Cardinals, rolling to a 34-11 win in the NFC wildcard game at SoFi Stadium. Matthew Stafford threw for over 200 yards. The Rams defense forced multiple turnovers, and LA punched its ticket to the divisional round on the way to a Super Bowl championship season. One of the biggest nights in Rams-Cardinal history happened on this day. Did you know that this game in Rams history is presented by LA Care? LA Care is more than a health plan. We're part of your community. Meet LA's most affordable health plan. Visit lacarecovered.org. All right, thanks again to Maurice Jones-Drew. Record breaker. Myles Garrett's got it. So he just sacked Joe Burrow a couple of minutes ago. He is now the single-season sack leader in NFL history. He picked up his 23rd sack of the season. It feels like the record belongs to the right man.
Yes, and he should have broke it a week ago. They were Barry Bonds-ing this guy.
Dude.
It was ridiculous how they were playing.
It really was. What Aaron Rodgers was doing, and then turning around and smirking at him after he dirted a ball. It's like, come on, man.
5 straight weeks, not a single holding call on Myles Garrett, and he was out there getting mugged.
Yeah.
His wallet fell on I literally saw his wallet fall to the floor.
Well, the universe got Aaron Rodgers, and they lost that game to the Browns, and now we have a winner takes the AFC North. That's coming up a little bit later on tonight. Still lots more to get to in this one. We'll talk about the MVP race. That's coming up next on the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff on 710 ESPN.
Choosing a reliable Toyota is a smart move. Toyota Care makes it even smarter with no-cost maintenance for 2 years or 25,000 miles, whichever comes first. You're covered for all normal factory scheduled services like oil changes and tire rotations, even 24/7 roadside assistance. Toyota Care. It's extra peace of mind that comes standard on every new Toyota. Valid only in the continental U.S. and Alaska. We make it easy. Toyota, let's go places.
Some things are better live. That's why at Unified Financial Credit Union, we staff our call center with live Unified team members. So instead of this...
Sorry, there's no one available to take your call.
You get this.
This is John from Unify. How are you today?
So whether you need to move money, open a credit card, or take out an auto loan, you can connect live with a Unified team member in any state, 7 days a week. Unified Financial Credit Union. Connect your way. Now the official credit union of the Los Angeles Rams. Unified is an equal opportunity lender insured by NCUA.
It's frustrating when people intervene on you,
but they have problems of their own. It's like when someone sends you a text, but the text comes from their email address. I hate this. Your name at iCloud, they FaceTime you from their email address? Are you calling on a child's iPad?
Emmy-winning comedian John Mulaney announces his new tour, Mr. Whatever. Fantasy Springs Resort Casino, Saturday, March 7th. Tickets on sale now at FantasySpringsResort.com.
Your Lakers, your season, your home.
Tonight, the Lakers and Grizzlies run it back for the second straight game at Crypto.com Arena.
Here come the Lakers into the front court, trailing by 2. LeBron attacks the rim, drives to the hoop, lay it up and in.
Your LA Lakers host the Memphis Grizzlies. Coverage begins tonight at 5 p.m.
The Lake Show lives here. 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app.
And here we go, Sunday, January 4th, 2026. Let's do it. The final game of the regular season as our Rams battle for the 5th seed. Week 18 back at SoFi Stadium. This is the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff with Travis Rodgers and Su'a Cravens, live from Cosm Los Angeles. But first, time to hear from the big voice guy.
It's been a tough few weeks of primetime appearances for our Los Angeles Rams. After losses to Seattle and Atlanta, Sean McVay's squad returns to the Palace in Inglewood for much-needed home cooking and a much-needed matchup with the 3-13 Arizona Cardinals. Time for the final tune-up before the playoffs and wild card weekend.
First down throw, right side screen. Puka with blockers. The 10, the 5. Now they're cooking with gas. Touchdown, Puka Nacua.
Week 18 from SoFi Stadium.
Here we go, 2 hours until kickoff. Rams hosting the Arizona Cardinals at the Palace in Inglewood.
The Rams, the Cardinals. Week 18 of the NFL season.
Hi, this is Matthew Stafford of your Los Angeles Rams, the home of Rams football.
Hi, this is Coach Sean McVay. Whose house? Rams house.
Now live from Cosm, Los Angeles, with Su'a Cravens, here's your host, Travis Rodgers.
The final week of the regular season, the final tune-up before Wild Card Weekend, which will either be in Tampa or in Carolina, assuming that the Rams could beat the Arizona Cardinals today at SoFi Stadium. We'll keep an eye on all of these scores that will get us to know where the Rams are going to go at the end of the day today, Su'a. But we do know that the Rams will be in the wild card next weekend. We don't know against who or when, but they are in.
They're in. They have nothing to worry about as far as their postseason aspirations. Continuing go, they have handled their business.
All right, so this is where they may go, and that brings us to the Morning Minute presented by Quaker, the official oatmeal of the Los Angeles Rams. The Falcons are currently ahead of the Saints 16-10 with just a little under 11 minutes to go in that game. If that score stands up, if the Falcons beat the Saints, and, of course, this is all predicated on the Rams beating the Cardinals. If the Rams lose to the Cardinals, the Rams are the 6. It doesn't matter. But if the Falcons beat the Saints and the Rams win, the Rams would head to Carolina. If that score flips and the Saints win the game, the Rams would head to Tampa. You like the Tampa matchup better.
Yes. Baker Mayfield has not looked the same since he came out here and played the Rams.
They broke
him. He limped off that field that night, and he looked like he was in agony. And the team, they've gotten more healthy since that night. They've gotten their receivers back. They've gotten their running backs back. You would think that in that division they'd be able to close and to win their division outright. Instead, they've just gotten progressively worse and lucked into a playoff spot. So why not play that wounded animal?
Yeah, you look at that division, too. When the Rams, the schedule came out, you knew they were going to play the NFC South. You knew that they were going to get to play a couple of teams that, with the exception of Tampa, I think when we looked at it at the beginning, felt like they were relatively easy marks, and they lose to Atlanta, they lose to Carolina, and Tampa, the team that we thought would be good, was the one team that they kind of put it on.
Yeah, it's weird. That division is just bad. There's a few bad divisions this year. The Steelers and that division, the AFC South or that
AFC North.
AFC North. That division is bad as well. So it's just it's actually a testament to how good the NFC is this year.
You can order for pickup on Uber Eats at SoFi Stadium and skip the line so you don't miss any of the action. Use code RAMS to get up to 40% off your next 3 stadium pickup orders of $25 or more. Terms apply. Offer expires February 8, 2026. So Matthew Stafford unfortunately, probably had his worst game of the season on Monday Night Football with the entire NFL world watching. It felt like he was still leading the MVP race at that point going into that game. The odds makers in Vegas agreed. He was the shortest odds there. Fast forward to where we are now after a 3-interception game, a loss to the Atlanta Falcons on Monday Night Football. Drake May is the leader in the clubhouse at minus 295. Matthew Stafford is still second at plus 225, so not a huge difference. But did Matthew Stafford cost himself a chance to win the MVP with that performance on Monday night?
I think so. I think this was the worst possible time to choose to have a bad game, and coming off that loss, that heartbreaking loss with the 1 seed on the line, everybody was willing to forgive you because you played amazing in that game. You had amazing numbers. They were willing
450 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interception.
They were willing to say, you know what? He did all he could.
Yeah.
Hey, hands were tied. The better team won that night, but last week you showed that not only was it a bad game, lost because of you and because of what Drake May did the day before.
5 touchdowns the day before.
It just kind of cemented that fact.
If Puka made that catch and they won that game on a field goal from Mevis, would we still be having this conversation?
I think it'd be a dead heat, and that's it. Because I think it would be hard not to back him up a little bit on a 3-interception game. I think it would be hard not to maybe elevate May a little bit on the strength of a 5-touchdown game. I get it's against the Jets, which, by the way, quick note, the Jets play later today against the Bills.
They're about to make history.
They are about to make history. They are on the precipice of being the first NFL team ever to complete an entire season without an interception.
It's hard to do.
The Jets have no interceptions the entire season. That is bananas.
And their head coach is a defensive guy. That's the irony in all of this.
And Josh Allen's going to play maybe a little bit to keep his streak alive of starts.
Yeah.
And he's throws an interceptable ball.
He does, but they've played him already. I mean, they've played everybody this year. They've played 16 games and still haven't taken one away. It is just crazy along the way.
They played the Raiders?
They did. No. I'd have to look. I don't remember. I was thinking of the Patriots. Patriots lost to the Blanken Raiders, which, by the way, should eliminate Drake May from any MVP consideration. You can't lose to the Raiders
at home
and still be in the MVP talks. We're going to check in with the Super Bowl champion, none other than DeMarco Farr. He joins us next. That's coming up on the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff on the ESPN-only Rams Radio Network.
Hey, Rams fans, we've teamed up with Bloom Ranch to ensure we have the healthiest fans in the league. That's why we're committed to delivering some of the freshest fruits and veggies to your door. And here's the best part. The first 100 boxes are on us. That's right. We're giving away the first 100 boxes. After that, enjoy 30% off on your first box upon signing up at www.bloomranchofacton.com and enter promo code ThankYouRams. There are no fans like Rams fans. Winning and getting healthier together is the real flex. So hurry, this offer won't last forever. Follow Bloom Ranch on IG and share how you're getting healthier using hashtag BloomRamFit.
Change is in the air at LAX. Los Angeles International Airport's automated people mover trains are rolling soon as part of LAX's ongoing investments in improving your travel journey. The new trains will quickly move guests between all terminals. The new consolidated rental car center, metro trains and buses, and economy parking in 10 minutes or less. Departing every 2 minutes, they'll help approximately 30 million passengers per year. Learn more at lawa.org/ESPN. That's lawa.org/ESPN.
Hey, it's me, your heart valve. The blood flowing thing in your heart. Ooh, hear that? The whole stadium's cheering for heart valve screenings? Detecting heart valve disease is super important, especially if you're over 65. It's deadly if you don't treat it. That's right. Boo! Heart valve disease! Boo! Good news is, early detection saves lives. Go to listentoyourvalves.com and get screened for heart valve disease. Oh, and go Rams!
Game day is almost here. Are you ready to cheer on your LA Rams? Don't waste time running around town for game day snacks. Let Albertsons or Vons be your MVP. Order your game day essentials online and choose how you want to score. Drive up and go for a quick pickup, free with an order of $30 or more, or enjoy convenient home delivery. Stock up on chips, wings, drinks, and all your favorite tailgate treats. Order now at albertsonsorvons.com or download the Albertsons or Vons app.
Service fee applies for orders scheduled for delivery and pickup orders under $30.
It's another exciting game day for Rams fans, and on game days, it's all about more. More action, more noise, and more savings. That's right. Rams fans save up to 35 cents per gallon on game days with a fuel rewards program from Shell. That means you can keep your tailgates going all season long. So don't drop the ball on saving more at the pump. Download the app, join the fuel rewards program, and take your savings all the way to the end zone. Terms and conditions apply. Visit www.fuelrewards.com/Rams for full offer details.
Los Angeles, your Rams have clinched a playoff spot. And if you missed out on any action this season, don't make the same mistake. Clinch your spot in the Rams house for the 2026 campaign. Watch every home game next year with marquee matchups against the Chiefs, Cowboys, Niners, Giants, and more. And in addition, enjoy home playoff ticket access for this season, interest-free monthly payment plans, and stadium event pre-sale access. Visit therams.com/2026. That is therams.com/2026. And don't miss out on any of next year's action. Get your Rams season tickets today.
This is the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff.
On your home of Rams football.
And it is the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff live from Cosm Los Angeles. 5th seed is on the line. Our Rams want to make sure we get the win and take on the NFC South to begin the playoffs next week. And of course, Cardinals are bad. That Rams high-powered offense should explode all day long.
First down throw, right side screen. Puka with blockers. The 10, the 5. Now they're cooking with gas. Touchdown Puka Nacua. Touchdown LA. From down 21, an extra point can tie it.
You're listening to the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff.
Driven by your Toyota dealers, official automotive partner of the Los Angeles Rams. We make it easy.
Once again, with Su'a Cravens. Back to Travis Rodgers.
And once again, let's go inside SoFi Stadium, the final week of the NFL season. The Rams and the Cardinals. Kickoff coming up at 1:25. We'll check in right now with the Super Bowl champion, DeMarco Farr. Happy New Year, DeMarco. How you feeling?
Not very good. I'm watching this game, the Saints and the Falcons, and the Saints keep tackling Bijan Robinson. I thought that was impossible. I didn't think that guy was tackleable, but he keeps going down for them. What happened there?
I don't know. Okay, that brings me to my first question. That's very funny, by the way. Was what happened in Atlanta, what happened in certain situations in Seattle the week before that, the little lull that the Rams have been on 3 of their last 4 games, including Carolina, is this related to health? Or is this related to other things?
I think it might be other things. I think what they said, human nature, they are human. So you're sitting in your hotel room, you're watching your fate, you're watching other teams play and how that might affect you. The Pro Bowl just came out. You know how that can be. I thought I should have made it. You shouldn't have made it, all that sort of stuff. And I think they just got caught sleeping. They got caught sleepwalking by a team that was hungry, that was fighting for their life. We said this pregame, Raheem Morris, the Atlanta Falcons, they're fighting for their jobs. They're trying to keep their jobs for next season. You're fighting for something else, and they just played better than you did. Bijan Robinson played the best football we've seen since Saquon Barkley. So, look, you're going to have to raise your level. Playoff football is completely different than regular season football. I think you got a taste of that in Atlanta. It doesn't matter what type of team you are or what you plan to do. It only matters what you do in a game like that. And you almost pulled it off. You almost had a chance, even though you played that bad, to win that football game. So the fight is there, but you can't get in these deep holes. You can't let teams dictate and fight from behind. You have got to be MVP Stafford. You've got to be a lights-out defense. You can't be a team that waits to get punched in the mouth to come out and play your best football.
DeMarco, we've talked about it. I'm curious to see what you think about the topic. Does Stafford still have a chance at the MVP after last week's debacle?
I do. Here's the thing, and I don't know how the voting works. I don't know how that stuff goes. But if you can drop a guy or say, because Matthew Stafford had a bad game on Monday night, I'll put my vote on Drake May, then I think we've lost the plot. Matthew Stafford's thrown 42 touchdown passes for a playoff football team. At one point was the best team in ball. So that guy still exists. He's still here. Last week was last week. Monday night's still there. So I think you can erase that with a great performance today. If you're on the fence, I think Matthew Stafford can at least pull you back to his side with a great performance today, and I think he's got the greatest opponent to do it against on this defense. Not a lot of pass rush, not a lot of tooth there. If the defense can do their job and keep Jacoby Brissett at bay, Matthew Stafford should have a chance to light it up today.
DeMarco's Keys to the Game are driven by your Toyota dealers, official automotive partner of the Los Angeles Rams. We make it easy. A little off topic, DeMarco. I don't know if you got a chance to see it inside the building or not, but Myles Garrett picked up the sack record a few minutes ago, picked up his 23rd sack of the season. Myles Garrett just looks like the person who should have the sack record. Does the right man have the record right now? It just feels like that is exactly what he was put on this earth for.
I think so. I didn't see the last sack. Was it legit, Su'a?
Yeah, it was legit. It was legit.
Did he go to? They didn't boot, and he didn't fall down like Brett Favre. It was a real sack.
He beat him one-on-one, and the quarterback just admitted defeat immediately.
Then that's legit. You know what? I applaud Brett Favre for giving him the sack. I get it. You wanted to help Strahan out, but you did rob him of getting that thing legitimately. So, look, Myles Garrett, outside of Aaron Donald, has been the best edge rusher, the best pass rusher in the game. He should own that record. He should have owned it years ago, so I'm glad he got it the legit way.
How important is it for the Rams to make a statement today before the playoffs, DeMarco? We've seen a few sloppy starts, just not Rams football as of late. How important is it to win big today?
I think it's super huge, but not to the rest of the league and not to anyone else except themselves. You got to go out there and play good football. You got to stack some good plays together. You got to start feeling good about yourself. You got to start wanting to come to the building on Monday, wanting to see that film so you can show everybody how good you are and how great you are. For yourselves, yes. If you put your best effort, if you play like the name on the back of the jersey and bring everything you got, everything else should take care of itself. So that would be a message unto itself. But I think it's more about the guys in this room. Matthew Stafford proving to the rest of the team he's that guy. Jared Verse stepping up on the other side. This is the thing that bothers me the most. When it was going bad in Atlanta, not a one guy stepped up on that bench and said enough's enough. You're waiting for the coaches to do it. Sometimes you got to tell the coaches to back off. I got this. Let me handle it. You got to play better. You got to put that relationship stuff aside and play your best ball. I need you to be down and dirty right now. Jared Verse has got to be that guy for this football team today and going into the postseason.
DeMarco Farr will be on the sidelines for today's game. Rams and Cards. The Rams win today. They are the number 5 seed. Waiting to see whether they will head to Tampa or Carolina. Waiting on the end of that New Orleans and Atlanta game to get the final destination there. DeMarco, thanks a bunch. We'll talk to you in a little bit.
You got it, guys. Thanks.
All right, you got it. Don't forget you can order for pickup on Uber Eats at SoFi Stadium and skip the line so you don't miss any of the action. Use code RAMS to get up to 40% off your next 3 stadium pickup orders of $25 or more. Terms apply. Offer expires February 8, 2026. I want to talk a little bit about the health of the Rams and who they need to get back heading into Wild Card Weekend. Su'a, we'll get into that coming up on the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff on the ESPN LA Rams Radio Network.
Hey, it's Super Bowl champion DeMarco Farr. The Rams do this really cool pick'em that's powered by Pechanga Resort Casino, where today they ask you.
And thank you, DeMarco Farr. Time for this week's question. What will be the outcome of the Rams' first offensive drive of the game? Your choices: touchdown, made field goal, missed field goal, punt, turnover, safety. What do you think? Vote now at therams.com/pick'em.
Vote now at therams.com/pick'em. If you love football, you should play the Rams Pick'em. Predict what will happen during the Rams season for your chance to win game tickets, signed merchandise, and more, powered by Pechanga Resort Casino.
Play your perfect combination at Pechanga Resort Casino, official California gaming and casino partner of the Los Angeles Rams.
Hey, it's Mace. Cosm is the ultimate immersive sports and entertainment experience. Inside the Dome, an 87-foot wraparound screen surrounds you with the action from UFC and WWE to soccer, college football, and more. In the Cosm Hall, wall-to-wall screens let you watch every game at once. Last time I went, I watched 3 games at once with a killer craft cocktail. And now The Matrix is back for its 25th anniversary. Trust me, you haven't seen it until you felt it like you're in it. Go to Cosm.com. That's COSM.com. I'll see you there.
Toyota-thon, Toyota-thon, Toyota-thon is on. Oh, what fun it is to drive a new Toyota today. Hey, Jan from Toyota here, reminding you Toyota-thon is on. Make your holiday wishes come true with a new Camry, RAV4, Tacoma, and more. All right, let's sing it together this time. Toyota-thon, Toyota-thon, Toyota-thon is
Dealer inventory may vary. Toyota-thon ends January 5th. See your participating dealer for details. Toyota, let's go places.
It's frustrating when people intervene on you, but they have problems of their own. It's like when someone sends you a text, but the text comes from their email address. I hate this. Your name at iCloud, they FaceTime you from their email address? Are you calling on a child's iPad?
Emmy-winning comedian John Mulaney announces his new tour, Mr. Whatever. Fantasy Springs Resort Casino, Saturday, March 7th. Tickets on sale now at fantasyspringsresort.com.
When it comes to hiring, other job sites are still huddling, while ZipRecruiter's already in the end zone. What's the advantage? With ZipRecruiter, when you need to hire someone fast, you get them fast, but you also get the best person for your job. It's a win-win. Plus, ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Recruiting a team or looking for fresh talent, ZipRecruiter covers the field with their powerful technology and immediately starts showing your job to the right candidates. That's why over 4 million businesses have used ZipRecruiter to hire, and why 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within 1 day. ZipRecruiter makes hiring faster, smarter, and more efficient from post to hire before the competition can even line up. Get in the end zone with ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/LA. That's ZipRecruiter.com/LA.
Just packed out.
ESPN LA, your home of the college football playoff and the biggest moments in sports. Made possible by Hard Rock Casino Tahoe.
Ohio State has won the national championship.
All right, fans, here's your winning play. Live entertainment that hits harder than a goal line drive. And 24/7 gaming with nonstop action. No huddle required. Punch it into the end zone at Hard Rock Casino Tahoe, just 15 miles south of Bakersfield.
The biggest moments in sports happen on ESPN LA.
Hi, this is Kobe Turner of your LA Rams, the home of Rams football. LA's mega sports station, 710 ESPN. Listen to every Rams game on the all-new ESPN LA app.
Counting you down to Week 18 NFL Sunday.
Touchdown, LA!
Hi, this is Jay Vice of your LA Rams. The Rams play here.
You're listening to the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff.
Time for a bounce back for the Rams after 2 straight losses. Rams, Cardinals, the final game of the regular season.
Yes, getting you set for kickoff with Travis and Su'a, live at Cosm Los Angeles. Should be a fun day for the fearsome Rams defense all over the Cardinals.
Right-footed boot is rejected. Picked up. Scoots. Going the other way. Rams have it. Jared Verse with the caravan. He takes it back.
Wow.
The 8 strikes and the Rams have life.
Our 11-5 Rams host the 3-13 Cardinals. Week 18, NFL Sunday.
Driven by your Toyota dealers, official automotive partner of the Los Angeles Rams. We make it easy.
Once again,
Live from Cosm Los Angeles with Su'a Cravens.
back to Travis Rodgers.
Win and you go to either Carolina or Tampa. Lose and you are the 6th seed and you will face the Philadelphia Eagles or potentially the Chicago Bears. So Rams can kind of control their own destiny in either Tampa or Carolina depending on what happens today. Carl's Jr.'s new charbroiled Cali XL is just $5.99. Double charbroiled beef, double cheese. That's more meat, not more expensive, only for a limited time. The week 18 of the NFL calendar is weird. You see a lot of guys that typically don't get to start. You got a lot of guys that are getting ready for the playoffs, sit out. And then you got some games that just really don't mean much at all. The guys are just kind of out there doing their thing. Emily, there was a double fake punt situation?
Yes. So this was in the Colts and Texans game, which is now Texans up 29 over the Colts 27. In the first quarter, Colts are up 7-6. They have the ball on the 32-yard line. And it's 4th and 5, so they're looking to punt. But they fake punt. They complete it.
Why not?
They complete it for like 15 yards. So then, the TVs in a commercial, they're doing like a package. Oh, here's the replay. Come back. The plays are already underway. You're like, whoa, what happened? What happened was the Colts kept their punt team out there for 1st and 10 from like the 40-yard line.
Their own 40-yard line.
Exactly. They kept the punt team out there. The Texans are like, what's going on?
On first down.
On first down, there's nobody to receive the ball. And so a flag goes, there's too many men on the field because the Texans didn't know what was happening. So they get an extra free, 5 or 10 yards? 5 yards.
Panic at the disco.
That is, okay, somebody in Indy screwed up, right? Like they thought, you don't.
They were celebrating like that was a planned play.
Coach went boom,
Why
when they
would
got
you
the
put
flag.
your punt team on
Because
first down?
they
They were
the
trying to
free
get the
five.
flag?
The punter didn't get the ball ever. It was a wildcat, but it was a disguised wildcat because the punter's out there in the back.
The coach went boom when they got the 5-yard penalty the second time.
It's wild. This is when all your crazy plays come out and your most creative plays come out, because if your team either is clinched and you don't have anything to play for, or you're eliminated and you have nothing to play for, just go out there and have fun.
Bananas.
Boom.
Boom. I'm going to start doing that. Anytime something goes my way, boom, even if it's something that doesn't make any sense. Don't forget, you can order for pickup on Uber Eats at SoFi Stadium and skip the line so you don't miss any of the action. Use code RAMS to get up to 40% off your next 3 stadium pickup orders of $25 or more. Terms apply. Offer expires February 8, 2026. We'll give you a little injury report and our final thoughts of the day. It's all coming up next on the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff on the ESPN LA Rams Radio Network.
Hey, Dad, I gotta come clean about something.
Okay.
I only paid for a brand new Hyundai Tucson.
Oh, you might be on the naughty list.
Deal's so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event.
Get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days on select Hyundai vehicles. See your SoCal Hyundai dealer. Offers end January 2nd. Call 714-568-7676 for details.
Call Jacob.
Attention, Rams fans.
Life doesn't always follow by the playbook. Accidents do happen.
When they do, go with the same legal partner the Rams choose, Jacob Emrani.
He fights insurance companies so you don't get benched with a quick settlement. Make the winning call. Chosen legal partner of the LA Rams.
Accident or injury, call Jacob Emrani. Call Jacob 1-800-345-6789. Call Jacob.
Mornings in LA will never be the same.
But I want to start with the Rams real quick. So in the break, they start playing Eminence front, right? Again, I'm in section 205, so I'm down in the end zone. I just stood up, started playing my bass, just slapping that thing.
Yeah.
And people around me were like, "Yo, Cap, what's up?" And I'm like, "Bing, ba-dum, bum." Yeah. And people around me, ding, ba-dum, bum, doom, be-dum, bum. Yeah.
The Sedano and Cap Morning Show, weekdays starting at 7 a.m. on ESPN LA.
Your Lakers, your season, your home.
Tonight, the Lakers and Grizzlies run it back for the second straight game at Crypto.com Arena.
Here come the Lakers into the front court, trailing by 2. LeBron attacks the rim, drives to the hoop, lay it up and in.
Your LA Lakers host the Memphis Grizzlies. Coverage begins tonight at 5 p.m.
The Lake Show lives here. 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app.
Hello, this is Puka Nacua of your LA Rams, the home of Rams football. LA's mega sports station, 710 ESPN. Listen to every Rams game on the all-new ESPN LA app.
Counting you down to Week 18 NFL Sunday. Time for a bounce back for the Rams after 2 straight losses.
This is the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff.
Driven by your Toyota dealers, official automotive partner of the Los Angeles Rams. We make it easy.
Rams, Cardinals, the final game of the regular season.
The countdown to kickoff rolls on from Cosm, and remember, you can hear every moment of Rams football today on the all-new ESPN LA app. Just search ESPN LA in your app store or Google Play. Download, tap, bam! Just click the Rams tile, Jack. You've got Rams football for free in the palm of your hand.
Once again live from Cosm Los Angeles with Su'a Cravens. Back to Travis Rodgers.
For today's game against the Cardinals, Terrence Ferguson is down. Josh Wallace, Darius Williams, Kevin Dotson as well. Kevin Dotson, of course, got stepped on in that Seattle game. We're waiting to see him get back. I want to ask you, Su'a, who are the most important guys to get back? It was going in. Is Devontae Adams also inactive for today's game? And today's Rams injury report is presented to you by the Call Jacob Injury Hotline, the only number LA trusts after an accident. 800-345-6789. That's 800-345-6789. So when you start looking at it, Quentin Lake, Devontae Adams, Kevin Dotson, Lark Jackson missed last week. Of all of these guys, who's the most important player that they get back?
Adams, obviously. I think having your playmakers on that offense and making sure that Stafford is ready to go and 100% on both sides, because we've seen how important it is for both of those receivers to be out there. What it does for the offense in total is vital. So Devontae coming back is big.
I think Devontae is the biggest star, the biggest name, and a guy that obviously gets in the end zone a bunch, kind of changes their goal line stuff. But it feels like they've been able to score without Devontae, or at least put the ball in the end zone. What about on the other side of the ball with Quentin Lake in particular? Braden Fisk has been dealing with a lot of stuff as well. It's just that defense that was so good early in the season feels like they've been a little more vulnerable lately.
Lake getting back is key. That's your guy to create turnovers. He swings momentum. He does all the little things right, and he knows the play that the offense is running before they know, it seems like. So they need to get him back to have one of their emotional leaders on defense, one that can make a play when they need it most.
Let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the ESPN LA Rams radio network.
Hi, this is Sean McVay of your LA Rams. The Rams play here. KSPN, Los Angeles.
710 ESPN.
A good karma Brands radio station.
You know, and kind of sticking with those injuries, too. So Kevin Dotson was a guy that was having a great season, Pro Bowl-level season along the way. And then all of a sudden, he's out, and then you lose Lark Jackson out at left tackle. And we saw Matthew Stafford under a great deal of pressure against Atlanta a week ago. That's not something we've seen much of this season.
No, and Humphrey's had a rough day, and it's one of the days at the office you want to forget as soon as possible. But I think that's kind of what the Rams needed to see to shore up what they go and get in the draft this offseason. If it's not going to be a playmaking wide receiver, I think they're going to go O-line.
Order for pickup on Uber Eats at SoFi Stadium and skip the line so you don't miss any of the action. Use code RAMS to get up to 40% off your next 3 stadium pickup orders of $25 or more. Terms apply. Offer expires February 8th, 2026. I thought this was something that we would probably talk about at the end of Monday night last week. Didn't happen. The Rams lose to Atlanta. Opportunity for Sean McVay to win the 100th game of his NFL coaching career today. That includes the playoffs. And 100 wins in just 9 seasons as a head coach in the NFL is bananas.
Extremely impressive. That's ridiculous. And I'm not going to say anything more on it because I feel like I J-worded it last week.
No,
so
you J-worded, jinxed it, our post-game show because you talk about how the game is moving quickly and it just immediately goes to overtime. The Sean McVay thing is not on your ticket, Su'a. You get an exemption for that one.
I said Stafford was the MVP and then he throws 3 interceptions.
Yeah, that's your fault. Yeah, so you get the fault for the overtime games. You get the fault for Matthew Stafford, but the Sean McVay one, I think, goes different.
Eagles are winning the Super Bowl.
There's a really big thing that you want to not happen that you don't want to J-word.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm all in on this season.
I just think, and just apropos of nothing, let me just remind everybody, never buy non-refundable airline tickets. Let's just say that that's something that you want to, just keep in mind at a very important time. We are going to turn it over to the rest of the guys again. The Rams win today. They are the number 5 seed in the NFC, which means they would go to either Carolina or to Tampa, depending on the outcome of the Saints and Falcons game. And looking at that right now, the Saints and Falcons 19-10, the Falcons ahead in that one. So it is looking more and more like a Carolina wildcard weekend, if, in fact, they can win today. We're going to send it to J.B. Long, Maurice Jones-Drew, and DeMarco Farr. They got the call next on the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff on the ESPN LA Rams radio network.
Yeah! The Carl's Jr. lawyers said we couldn't name our new burger the biggest burger for the smallest price burger. So we didn't. And that's called a loophole. The new Cali XL burger. A beefed up charbroiled double burger with double cheese, only $5.99. That's more meat, not more expensive. Get it now for